And this time it's not just to move a bill to become law, but it's to embed what I'm going to call a 21st century Jim Crow law. That here we are trying to, a 21st century Jim Crow law is what I said, yes. That we are trying to embed in our constitutional amendment. And so what does that mean? You know, what do I mean when I say that? So I'm going to read something for you, which I hope will help you, direct you to what I mean by that phrase. So as we know, after the war, and when slaves were free, many African Americans began to have power in the South, in the government. And with the passing of the 15th Amendment, men of all races could vote, right? So, and I talked a little bit about that, taking us through this history of what and how Jim Crow laws were created. And so I'm going to try to take us through this history again. And this is from my perspective of a history of a community of people being disenfranchised and been disallowed to vote and participate in the political process. So the southern states were angry by this. So after Reconstruction, many southern states passed what we call the Jim Crow laws. So these laws was nothing but an attempt to segregate or separate the two races and cause an unfair treatment of people, which is nothing more than discrimination. So African American people were treated unfairly and discriminated against as the laws affected what blacks were able to do. And so, you know, we're not just trying to disenfranchise blacks with this bill, but what we are trying to do and what will happen, what could happen with a system that I now consider that works. We have a system in place that is working, is that we have an opportunity here to disenfranchise, you know, many of the people we talked about, from the elderly to students to the homeless to the poor, in a way that will prevent them from participating and having their voice as a part of the political process.